only knew where I've just been and what I saw.
We've been waiting a long time for GSC Game World's Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, and a lot of credit goes to the developer for making a game that you really don't see that often. This game combines first-person shooter mechanics with an open world, and for the most part succeeds, although it is limited by some technical flaws and just design decisions. You start out as someone named the Marked One, and your goal is to sort of find out what's going on in the game's setting called the Zone, which is sort of this irradiated wasteland surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. And inhabiting the little zones that make up the entirety of the zone are all sorts of weird mutant creatures. You'll find a bunch of militant factions, and you basically follow a main storyline that unravels the mystery of why they're even there in the first place. Two of the best reasons to play this game are the shooting mechanics and the atmosphere in the game. Now, the shooting mechanics are really solid. You get a bunch of different weapons, and they aren't particularly accurate, but they feel kind of realistic. And it's nice that even the weapons you get later in the game aren't particularly accurate, just because you can't stand on a hill and sort of take out everyone in the zone. You actually have to engage the enemies in combat. And while engaging these enemies, you'll be in for a pretty decent fight. For the most part, they act intelligently, they move from cover spot to cover spot, they'll even try and flank you, and they generally stay mobile. The immersion in this game is really important, and actually one of the better aspects of the game. It's not the prettiest game out there, but just the combination of the day-night cycles, the really realistic-looking sunrises, rolling thunderstorms, and just fog banks that blow through the areas. Combine that with all the crazy inhabitants, and it just creates this really distinct atmosphere that really draws you into the game and is a great reason to play through it. Now, while the shooting mechanics are solid and the world's really attractive, there unfortunately isn't all that much of a compelling reason to explore all of the world. If you follow the main quest for about 10 hours or so, you're going to have most of the most powerful armors and weapons in the game, and most of the side quests just offer up like ammo or money or something like that, so those aren't really that compelling a reason to do the side quest. There's also the strange side effect of this not really being an RPG, so if you go out and kill sort of random monsters or that sort of thing, you're not getting experience, you're not building your character in any way, you're just wasting ammunition. The only really important things you find in the environment are artifacts, and you'll find those once in a while, and that's cool, but other than that, there just isn't all that much of a compelling reason to explore the environment outside of just satisfying your curiosity for exploration. So in addition to all this single-player content, you've got 3 multiplayer modes. You've got a deathmatch, you've got a team deathmatch, and you've got Capture the Artifact mode, which is sort of like Capture the Flag. And these modes are pretty decent. You're going to have a fun time here for a few hours. As you get more kills in any of these modes, you get points to unlock better guns, better armor, and round by round you have to repeat this process. And you'll likely spend a few hours enjoying yourself here, but it's not really going to turn into any sort of mainstay of the PC online world. So you're probably wondering at this point, should you bother buying this game, even though it has these technical flaws and design limitations? Well, yeah, you should. It's a totally unique experience. Haven't seen or felt a game like this in a while, and for those reasons alone, it's totally worth going out and getting. You're not really going to make it through this game without tripping over some of the technical flaws, and in an open world game like this, bugs are to be expected. It's just part of the package, but they seem to be popping up more frequently in Stalker than they should have. But when it really boils down to it, it's still a really good game. It deserves to be played, and hopefully, if maybe enough people buy this game, we'll see more developers willing to take chances with releasing titles that don't really conform to anything that's come before it.